Brought to you by Powermouth Productions. Powermouth.
Yes, Powermouths, welcome to episode number 18. And the title is When the Going Gets Tough, Get Going. Yes, I'm here to encourage you today. So, first of all, let me just be polite. Okay, this is your host, Glenna Oyajo, your personal speaker of the Powermouth Speaking More Life show, podcast show. And, as I said, I've said the title, When the Going Gets Tough, Get Going. So I'm hoping to be able to encourage those who tune in and listen to the Speaking More Life podcast. And also, if you are new, joining this podcast, it's your first time listening to this podcast, I'm here, and you're here, and we are just going to be talking about real stuff. That's what we do on the Speaking More Life, shall I say, podcast. Okay, so without much ado, let us jump into it. All right, so we're speaking about never giving up. And yes, that is so much easier said than done. And, in life, we will struggle with not wanting to give up. We have some challenging times that come in our lives and we want to give up because, you know what, let's face it doesn't look like nothing's going on, nothing's working out. There may be no support in whatever you're doing. Just things just seem to be going downhill, nothing happening, and yet we're supposed to be, continuing on. And I'm saying this from the standpoint of as much as anybody that's just out doing their own thing, but also as a child of God. And you believe that you're doing the right thing, you believe that you're doing what you're called to do. This is purpose here, this is destiny. And at first you may have been so excited excuse me, so excited to do what you believe you were called to do, uh and you get into it, and then along the line you just see like nothing's popping, like nothing's going on. Like I'm tired. I'm like, Lord, what's going on? Did I hear you right? Did I hear you correctly? Like things are a bit tough like right now with other things going on in life. So Lord, what's kind of going on? Well, I believe that the easiest thing to do is to give up. And that's why so many people are drawn to give up, because you know what, if you kind of wipe your hands off um the situation or what you're doing, the work that you're putting in, which when you get to doing some work, it takes energy, it takes your time, it takes commitment, it takes a lot. And so when you think about, well, just giving up, well, come on, you don't have to use that time anymore and that energy, and probably you will save yourself from feeling like you're going cray so that is the easiest option to take, in saying, you know what, I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to allow this. I've had enough of this, and I can do without it, and it can do without me. So yeah, I just want a more calmer, settled, peaceful life. Because you know what, when I was doing this thing, but when before I set out doing this thing, things appeared to be a bit more smoother, and yeah, it's just not working out. So we can look at things like that, and then we just say, you know what, I can't be asked, I can't be asked. And I'll say, well, this is a natural thing. But I would say that even though it appears to be the easiest thing to do, it's not necessarily the right thing to do. And I believe that when we are considering that kind of decision to kind of give up, you have to think, hey, like why did I start? Why did I start this, first of all? What did I feel within me? Why I started this? Why I got excited about this in the first place? What was I looking to achieve from this? What was I told? What did the Holy Spirit tell me about this? Like, you put in all the effort, we put in the effort to start something fresh, start something new, um and then all of a sudden, because things haven't gone the way that we expected it to go, we want to give up. But we have to know that, uh good things, great things don't come easy. Sometimes it really doesn't come easy. It does take a level of work, and not only a level of work, it takes a level of faith as well. And it's the thing of, you know sticking in there, like really, like sticking in there, like really having that faith to believe that, what, okay, oh, it doesn't look how I really kind of expected it to look. In fact, it looks so far off. I just don't even know if I can deal with this. But yet, you will say, what, let me just stick in there and see, because surely something's going to take place. Surely something's going to happen. I mean, I can't come so far just to turn back. Because what if in a few days, next week is my breakthrough? And I think that we have to kind of like have these conversations with ourselves before we kind of throw in the towel and say, what, that's it. Yeah, it's hard. It really is. I mean, anybody who would just kind of say like, oh, it's just easy, that's just, to me, that is total nonsense. When you think about like blessings in your life, the things that you have in your life that you really do appreciate, okay, your relationships, okay, let's talk marriage, right? So we know that that is a blessing, indeed it is, but it comes with its ups and downs, and I'm sure hoping that everyone isn't, quick to say, yeah, I'm giving up on this. But you'll give it a try. You would just work through whatever situation has happened, and try to make it work. The same goes with our children, their blessings, and we know that in life, that can throw some stories that you can live to tell, in regards to your children as well, and the many different things that can happen. But you don't give up on your children. You just don't do it, because they're your blessings at the end of the day. And it's just a moment in time that may be something that you would really prefer not to be going on or happening, or whatever is happening. And so we have to look at this in regards to whatever we apply ourselves to. And that's, whether you're starting out in a new business as well, not everything is going to go perfectly smooth. There is going to be moments when you feel like, wow, I can't do this, this is a bit too much. But if we all gave up, then where are the victory stories? Where would the stories, where would the testimonies, the victory, testimonies be? I mean, come on. We get encouraged when we hear people's testimonies, where they're coming from like a really, really bad place, or they wanted to give up, and what, they didn't, and breakthrough happens. Doesn't that give us hope? I know for me, it gives me hope. I know that in times of my life when I need like a booster, like I need an encouragement, I need a booster, um in my faith as well, like listening to people's testimonies, listening to their encouragement, it does me a world of good. It really does. Or shall I say, a word of good, a good word that I receive in my spirit to continue on. And I think that's what it's about, because if we gave up, I believe there's so many people that's waiting on us, that if we give up, they may just give up as well. They may not, but they may be watching you, watching me, to see how far are we gonna go? Like, and we will go as far as we allow our faith to go. So if we have faith, I'm not saying that we're gonna be like, on top of the world all the time, but even through the storm, even through those times where it doesn't seem as though anything's going on, we still have faith enough to say, you know what, I'm not going to give up on this. I'm going to continue doing this very thing which I know I'm supposed to do. And even though it looks like, muck right now, it isn't. There is some hidden treasure under there, and I just need to continue doing what I know I should be doing. When you go through things, when we go through things that can test our patience, that can test our strength, and we overcome and we stay in there, I'm telling you, that builds us. It builds us. It builds us spiritually. It gives us a spirit of resilience. It helps to empower us as well. You know, these things of testing is actually a blessing to our lives. You may be thinking, no way is this a blessing, what I'm going through right now. But I'm telling you, when you take the good out of the bad, or when you allow God to change the bad, what was meant for evil, into good, I'm telling you, you have won. You are victor. You have won. You really have, and it is a blessing. And then you are able to kind of like, help other people. You're able to help other people that are going through something which may be similar as yours. It may not even be similar, but just the very fact that you overcame wanting to wanting to give up on whatever it is that you wanted to give up on, but you said, no way am I going to give up. I'm going to continue. Then you are able to encourage other people as well. So, when the going gets tough, get going, get going. It isn't the time to say no, 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 and kind of fall to pieces. You know what? Have your moment. Have your moment. If you need to cry, cry. Okay? If you need to do that, do that. If you need to just lie in your bed and your pillow is filled up with tears, and you have your time of frustration, get that frustration out. Do so, but don't give up. Continue doing what you're doing. Get going. Start looking at things like, you know what, why do I feel like I need to give up right now? Like, what is this? Like, why is this frustration? Why is all of these feelings that I'm going through, these emotional feelings that I'm going through, that is trying to tell me to stop? What is it stopping me from getting, from seeing? We have to look at things in that view as well. What is it that I'm gonna miss out on? What is it that you're gonna miss out on if you give up? Now, I don't know where I've heard this from or whatever, so I take no credit for it, but I've heard the story. I don't know if it's even from my pastors, or I've heard it somewhere anyway, like from a number of people, and it goes a little something like this. So somebody goes into a cave, or yeah, they go into a cave and they're looking for something. I don't know what they're looking for. um I don't know what they're looking for, okay? But they're looking for something. Let's say treasure. I believe that's how it goes. They're looking for treasure. Please don't shoot me if I get it wrong, okay? I'm just, hopefully you're going to get the point from this. But they're in there and they're looking for something, for treasure. And, they have to feel around and everything for this, because it's a dark cave that they're in, okay? So let me just set the scene. It's a dark cave and they're searching around looking for this thing. And they can not find it. They feel like they've searched all over. They spent time there searching for it, and you know they've just had enough and then they give up. But at that point where they have made the decision, come on now, they've made the decision to give up. If they had just moved their hands a little to the left, they would have found what they're looking for. But because they made that decision to give up and actually take their hands off it and to walk out, then they never got what they set out to get. In fact, you know what they would have gotten was way more than their expectation. But because they took their hand off it and they didn't believe in going any further, they were so close to it and they didn't even know. They were so close to it and they gave up on it. And so that is the sad thing about it. And so sometimes when we feel to give up and take our hands off what is supposed to be for us because it's right there, but we just don't see it. We can't see it. It doesn't look like anything. It looks like we're walking in the dark. It looks like there's no support. Nothing around is helping us. But it's there if we have faith, if we continue. It was just a touch away. If we just moved a little more over, we would have touched it and seen that what we were looking for is there. The breakthrough was there. And so that's what I'm doing today, just to encourage us. And you've heard me say this normal. What is that even? That sounded so weird coming from my mouth. Okay, so a lot of times, okay, I'm not even going to go there and say that word again because that just, I don't know if it was my teeth that got in the way or whatever. But like, you've heard me say a lot of times that I will not speak about anything really or really touch on anything that I don't have kind of some kind of experience about. And trust me, I experienced this. You know, the excitedness of like the vision, the God-given vision, and you're planning and you're feeling great. In fact, it feels so great that there can't be no failure. There can't be nothing that goes wrong. You know, this is God-given. Lord, I heard you speak to me. You know, your shoulders are, you know, you're doing a shimmy, your shoulders going up and down, you know, you're doing a dance. It's like, yes, this is it. And then when you get into it, you're like, really? This? No, sir. This don't look how I kind of pictured in my mind. But you see, you got to understand about the vision. Now, you may get the end vision. Maybe not. You may get somewhere further along down the line. But you kind of don't get the in-betweens from where you are to where you to get to that vision that you've seen. So there's all kind of things that's going to take place in between that. And so that's why we have to stay prayed up in regards to our vision, you know. Sometimes we can get so taken away. And you know, we work towards it, but we need to be praying more about it as well, you know, every step of the way, praying more about it as well, because there are things that will arise, that will come up. Like anything. One would hope, you know, you get married and, oh, it's roses and butterflies and chocolates. Heh. Well, it doesn't go that way like anything, you know. I mean, like I said, when it comes to the butterflies, you know, you have to, it's a process. We know that the butterfly, it had to go through a process. It was the cocoon, or was it the caterpillar cocoon kind of phase, and then butterfly. So there was a process in that, right? And that takes patience. Okay, so we have to have patience in anything that we do, whether it's relationships or business or whatever. And, you know, when it comes to thinking that everything's going to be all roses, well, like I said, you know, sometimes things may need pruning, things may need stripping, you know. There's still beauty there, but there's still some things that might just prick you from time to time. And so these things need to be seen to and to be taken care of. When it comes to chocolates, you know what? As sweet as they can be, not all of them will leave a nice taste within the mouth. Okay, so, you know, even in the things that we do, there may be situations, you know, that that we may not like. It may leave a bad taste in our mouth, but a sweet is still a sweet, right? So, you know, it's with whatever blessings that are there, you're gonna find that you're gonna be tested in some areas when it comes to them. So if you are currently finding yourself in this kind of situation, or you're experiencing this right now, you probably wanted to give up on what you know that you were called to do. Okay, you've had enough miracle signs and wonders to show you that you are on the right track. But there's some frustration there. You know, maybe you need to just go back into prayer, you know, inquire of God, you know, like what should be your next move or your next steps. Maybe you kind of, at first it was a thing of listening to, you know, God's directions, and then you kind of went on your own, and then you kind of seen that things ain't working out. Maybe you are doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, and you are just being tested. You are being tested because, you know what, it's a test to see, are you really going to stick in there? Are you really going to stay and continue? Are you going to have faith to see the things that can come? Are you going to continue to praise God and to give thanks? Are you going to continue to be thankful for all that has happened in your life? That is one thing, to always remain thankful. Things may not be going how we may expect it to go, but just remain thankful. Remain grateful for everything that has taken place within our lives, and for the vision, and that we are able to work towards it. So on that note, I'm just going to say to all of you power mouths, yes, power mouths, you please, the power is within your mouth as well. You know, speak positivity, speak positive words over your life, over your relationships, over your business. Speak good things, you know, and you will see that things will take place, good things will happen. So on that note, I just want to just encourage you, please do not give up. Do not give up. Do you not want to hang on in there and see the blessings that are meant for you? Oh my. Well, you know what? I don't know about you, but I've encouraged myself because I'm sticking in there. I'm sticking around. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I know that there are some blessings waiting to bless my life, and I am not ready, and I'm not going to let them slip away or give them up, because a blessing from God is blessing, a true blessing. Amen. So love to each and every one of you. Please do check in on the next episode, which will be episode number 19. Yes, we're getting through season 2 quite quickly. Praise be to God. You know, and for me, it took for me to keep in there, just to stick around and to keep doing these episodes. It doesn't matter what it looks like. I'm telling you, you know, when God tells you to do something, do it. Okay, and he will work out the rest. So on that note, lovelies, please take good care of yourself. Okay, keep praying yourself up, and you know, don't give up. Okay, take care.